Ladies and gentlemen,
honorable guests,
and my fellow schoolmates,
good evening.
Welcome to Longhua University of Science and Technology.
And attend our 15th annual English drama performance,
The Matchmaker.
Hello, I'm Ingrid.
Hello, I'm Guava. First, we are pleased and honored to be here tonight.
And we'd like to show our appreciation to many honorable guests.
First, the president of Longhua University, Professor Ge Zhixiang.
The Dean of the College of Humanities and Design, Professor He Taihua. Welcome the Dean to give us some words.
Thank you. Thank you for your invitation. I can't see anybody. Anyone? Okay. Hello. My name is Carl. It's my great pleasure to say several words at the grand opening of the Department of Foreign Languages Class 2017 graduation performance. According to my understanding, you, Class 2017, have put a lot of efforts for tonight's play. So all I want to say here is, no matter you are on the stage or behind the scenes, please cherish the moment and enjoy the performance well. Thank you.
Thank you.
And the chair of the Department of Applied Foreign Languages, Professor Chen Youli. And the junior class homeroom teachers, Teacher Julia Xu and Teacher Charlie Zhong. And many of teachers of professors of Department of Applied Foreign Languages.
And of course, all of your support.
Without your fully support and unconditional love, we cannot have such a performance tonight.
So let's give yourself
a big round of applause. Before the performance, please turn off your phone or turn into silent mode now. Hi, Ingrid. What's the matter with you? Why are you so silent?
Hi, Guava. I have something want to tell you.
Oh,
a
okay.
little secret. But you have promised me don't tell anyone.
Oh, certainly. You could trust me. I won't tell anyone.
Okay. These days, I was crushed on someone.
What?
Yes, he's so hot and it takes my breath
Oh,
away.
are you kidding me?
No, I'm serious, but I don't know what to do. Could you give me some advice?
Advice? Sure,
Yes.
but let me think about it.
Okay.
Oh. Maybe you could write a love letter to him.
Love later.
Yes, like a poem.
I think it's too old-fashioned.
Old-fashioned?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Or maybe you could give him the handmade chocolate.
Handmade chocolate.
Yes, yum.
I don't love chocolate.
Oh, come on. If I were you, I will find a good opportunity.
Opportunity?
Yes, pretend I'm weak.
Weak?
Yes, and try to fall in his arm.
Arm?
Yes, like this, Ingrid. Catch me.
Let go. That's enough. I don't do that.
What time is it?
It's about 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock?
Yes.
Oh, I'm in a hurry.
Where are you going?
I'm going to see the play, The Matchmaker, written by Thornton Wilder.
What's the story about?
It's a story about love and adventures.
That sounds very interesting. I want to go with you.
Oh, I have extra ticket. Let's go.
Okay.
Tell you for the 100th time, you will never marry my niece.
And I tell you for the 1000th time that I will marry your niece and rise too.
Never!
Your niece is so fat, Mr. Van der Gelder. Your niece is consented to marry me. This is a free country, Mr. Van der Gelder, not a private kingdom of your own.
There are no free countries for fools, Mr. Kemper. I thank you for the honor of your visit. Good morning.
Mr. Van der Gelder, would you please stay still 1 minute? If if I cut your throat, you'll be practically unintentional.
Ermengarde is not for you, not for anybody else who can support her.
I tell you I can support her. I make a very good living.
No, sir. A living is mad, Mr. Kemper. By selling something that everybody needs at least once a year. Yes, sir. And a million is made by producing something that everybody needs every day. You, artist, producing something that nobody needs at any time. You may sell a picture once in a while, but you'll not make no living. Joe, go downstairs and call Cornelius. I want to talk to him.
Not only can I support her now, but I have considerable expectations.
Expectations? We merchants don't do business with them. I don't keep account with people who promise somehow to pay something someday. And I don't allow my niece to marry such people.
Very well. From now on, you might as well know that I regard any way we can find to get married as right and fair. Ermengarde is of age, and there's no law.
Law? Let me tell something, Mr. Kemper. The most people in the world are fools. The law is there to prevent crime. We men of sense are there to prevent foolishness. It's I, and not the law, that will prevent Ermengarde from marrying you. And I've taken some steps already. I've sent her away to get this nonsense out of her head.
Ermengarde's not here?
She's gone. East, west, north, south. I thank you for the honor of your visit.
Everything's ready, Mr. Vandergilda. Ermengarde and I have just finished packing the trunk.
Quick time!
Yes, Mr. Vandergilda. Ermengarde's ready to leave. Her trunks are marked. Care Miss Van Huysen, 8 Jackson Street, New York.
Hell
Miss
and
Van Huysen.
damnation! Did I tell you it was a secret?
New York. Thank you very much. Good morning, Mr. Vandergilda.
It won't help you, Mr. Kemper. You're deaf and blind. At least it can do me a favor of being dumb.
Such a temper. Lord save us.
Yes, Mr. Vandergilda.
Go in and get my niece's trunk and carry it to a station. Wait, Gertrude. Has Mrs. Levi arrived yet?
Don't shout. I can hear perfectly well. Everything's clearly marked.
Have the buggy brought to front of the store in half an hour.
Yes, Mr. Vandergilda.
This morning, I'm doing my large parade. And this afternoon, I'm going to New York. Before I go, I have something important to say to you and Barnaby. Good news. Fact is, I'm thinking of promoting you. How old are you?
33, Mr. Vandergilda.
What?
33.
That's all? That's a foolish age to be at. I know you're 40.
33.
A man now is the same time to his 40. We just pay and wage and make mistakes. Don't we, Joe?
You almost lost a young, yes, Mr. Vandergilda.
I will think of promoting to chief clerk.
What am I now, Mr. Vandergilda?
You impotent fool. That's why you are. Now, if you behave yourself, I'm thinking of promoting from impotent fool to chief clerk. With the rest in your wedge. And Barnaby, maybe promote from idiot apprentice to incompetent clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Vandergilda.
However, I want to see you again before I go. Go in and get my niece's trunk.
Yes, Mr. Vandergilda.
Joe, the world's getting crazy every minute. Like my father used to say, the horses will be taking over the world soon.
I did what I could, Mr. Vandergilda. What do you feel flying in and out of the chair?
Fine. Fine, Joe. You do a fine job. The same fine job you've done me for 20 years. Joe, I got special reason for looking my best today. Isn't there something little extra you could do? Something a little special? I'll pay around for 50 cents. See what I mean? Do some little things you do to the young fellas. Touch me up. Smart another bit.
All I know is 15 cents off, like usual, Mr. Van der Gilder. And that includes everything that defend to do to a man.
Hold your horses, Joe. All I mean was
I've
that.
known you for 20 years, and you never asked me no such question before.
Hold your horses, I say, Joe. I'm going to tell you a secret. But I don't want you to tell it to refer down to barbershop what I'm going to tell now. All I ask of you is a little history because I'm thinking of getting married again. And this very afternoon, I'm going to New York to call on my intended, a very fine lady.
Your getting married is none of my business, Mr. Van der Gilder. I done everything to you I know. And the charge is 15 cents, like it always was. And I don't dye no hair. Never for 50 cents. I don't.
Just get it. Get out!
And lastly, it looks to me like you are pretty rash to judge which is false and which isn't false, Mr. Van der Gilder. People lens and onions are bad judges of who's an onions and who ain't. Good morning, lady. Good morning, Mr. Van der Gilder.
Well, what do you want?
Uncle, you say you want to talk to us.
Oh, yes. Gertrude, go and get my parade regalia, the uniform for my large parade.
What? Yes. Lord have mercy.
I had a talk with the artist of yours. He's a fool. Weeping, weeping. You can go down weep for a while in New York, or it won't be noticed. You. Oh my God. Oh my God. I told him that when you were old enough to get married, you'd marry someone who could support you. I've done you a good turn. You'll come and thank me when you're 50.
But, Uncle, I love him.
I tell you don't.
But I do.
And I tell you don't. Leave love things to me.
If I don't marry Ambrose, I know I will die.
What of?
A broken heart.
Never heard of it. Mrs. Levi is coming the moment to take you to New York. You are going to stay 2 or 3 weeks with Miss Van Heisen and offering for your mothers. You will not receive any letters except from me. I'm coming to New York today, and I'll call on you tomorrow. Who are you?
Malachi Stare, Your Honor. I heard you wanted to practice in a hay, fig, provision, and hardware business.
And a print test at your age?
Yes, Your Honor. I bring a lot of experience to it.
Have you any letters of recommendation?
Yes, indeed, Your Honors. First class recommendation.
Oh my God. Are you ready to start?
Yes.
Well, go and get ready some more. Oh my God. Let me know the minute Mrs. Levi gets here.
Yes, Uncle Horace.
I don't want an able seaman, nor typesetter, and I want to speak a cook.
No, Your Honor, but it's all experience. Excuse me. This one's from your former partner, Joshua Venture in Albany.
For the most part, honest and reliable. Occasionally willing and diligent. There seems to be a certain amount of hesitation about his recommendations.
Businessmen aren't writers, Your Honor. There's only one businessman in 1,000 that could write a good letter of recommendation, Your Honor. Mr. Venture sent his best wishes and wants to know if you can use me in a provision and hardware business.
Not so fast, not so fast. What's this, Your Honor, you use so much?
Mr. Venture said you're president of the Hudson River Provision Dealers, Recreational musical, and various society.
I am. But let's know your honest goes with it. Why did you come to Yonkers?
I heard that you had a lot of practice. Now was a good for nothing, and that you asked your visit for another.
We can? We can. But there's no dust of good for nothing printers.
That's right, Mr. Veneguda. Its employer is a dreadful. Since I hear of a new one dying every day.
What's that? Hold your tongue. I see you've been a barber. And a valet too. Why have you changed your place so often?
Change my place, Mr. Veneguda. What a man's interesting
You
in is...
drink?
Oh, no sense. I just had breakfast.
I didn't ask you whether... Idiot! I asked you if you were drunk!
No, sir. No. Why, looking at it from outside, I don't even like liquor.
Well, if you keep on from the outside, out you go. Remember that. Here. With all your faults, I'm going to give you a try.
You'll never regret it, Mr. Veneguda. You'll never regret it.
Now, today I want to use you in New York. I judge you know your way around New York.
Do I know New York? Mr. Veneguda, I know every hole and corner in New York.
Here's $1. My train leaves in a minute. Take it back to a Central Hotel on Water Street. Have them send me a room. Wait for me. I'll be there about 4 o'clock.
Yes, Mr. Veneguda. Oh, but first, I'd like to meet other Kurt and to work with.
You haven't time. Hurry! Now, the station's across the street.
Yes, sir. You'll see, sir. You'll never regret it.
I regret it already. Go down. Off with you. 99% of people in the world are fools, and the rest of us are in the great danger of contagion. But I wasn't always afraid of foolishness as I am now. I was once young, which was foolish. I fell in love, which was foolish. And I got married, which was foolish. And for a while, I was poor, which was more foolish than all the other things put together. Then, my wife died, which was foolish of her. I grew older, which was sensible of me. Then, I became a rich man, which is as sensible as it is rare. Since you see, I'm a man of sense. I guess you were surprised to hear that I'm planning to get married again. Well, I have 2 reasons for it. In the first place, I like my house run with order, comfort, and economy. But there's a woman's work. Even a woman can do it well if she married perfectly. In order to run the house well, a woman must have the feeling that she owns it. Marriage isn't bribe to make a housekeeper think she's a householder. Did you ever watch an ant carry the burden twice his size? What excitement! What patience! What will! Well, that's what I think of when I see a woman running the house. What giant patience in those little bodies. What quarrel with the butcher for the best cut. What fear at discovering a mop in a cupboard. Believe me, if a woman could harness their nature to something bigger than a house or a baby carriage, they change the world. And the second reason, ladies and gentlemen, I see by your faces you guess it already. There's nothing like mixing with women to bring out all of foolishness in a man of sense. And that's a risk I'm willing to take. I've just turned 60. After many years caution and hard work, I have earned a right to a little risk and adventure. And I'm thinking of getting married. Yes, like all you others fools. I'm willing to risk a little security for a certain amount of adventure. Think it over.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yes?
Oh my God.
Ambrose! If my uncle saw you!
Get your hat.
My hat!
Quick, your Chinese session. Now, quick, we're running away
Running away! Where?
to New York to get married.
Oh, Ambrose, I can't do that, Ambrose dear. You wouldn't be proper.
Listen, I'm taking you to my friend's house. His wife will take care of you.
But, Ambrose, a girl can't go on a train with a man. I can see you don't know anything about girls.
But I'm telling you, we are going to get married.
Marry! But what will uncle say?
We don't care what uncle say. We're eloping.
Ambrose Camper, how can you use such an awful word?
Oh my God, you have so few mouths.
Ambrose, why do you say such cruel things to me?
For that child, I beg you, get your hand coat. The train leaves in a few minutes. Oh my God, we'll get married tomorrow.
Oh, Ambrose, I still don't understand anything about weddings. Ambrose, don't you respect me?
Good morning, my darling girl. How are you?
Oh, good morning, Mrs. Levi.
And who is this gentleman who is so devoted to you?
This is Mr. Kemper, Mrs. Levi. Ambrose, this is Mrs. Levi. She's an old friend.
Mrs. Levi, born Gallagher. Very happy to meet you, Mr. Kemper.
Good morning, Mrs. Levi.
Mr. Kemper, the artist. Delighted. Mr. Kemper, may I say something very frankly?
Yes, Mrs. Levi.
This thing you're planning to do is a very great mistake.
Oh, Mrs. Levi, please explain to Ambrose. Of course, I want to marry him, but to elope, how?
Now, my dear girl, you go in and keep one eye on your uncle. I wish to talk to Mr. Kemper for a moment. You gave us a warning when you hear your Uncle Horace coming.
Yes, Mrs. Levi.
Mr. Kemper, I was this dear girl Mother's oldest friend. Believe me, I'm on your side. And I hope you two will be married very soon. And I think I can be of real service to you. Mr. Kemper, I always go right to the point.
What's the point, Mrs. Levi?
Mr. Vanager is a very rich man, and Ermengarde is his only relative.
But I'm not interested in Mr. Vandergilde's money. I have enough to support a wife and family.
Enough? How much is enough when one's thinking about children and the future? The future is most expensive luxury in the world, Mr. Kemper.
Mrs. Levi, what's the point?
Believe me, Mr. Vanager wishes to get rid of Ermengarde. And if you follow my suggestions, he'll even permit her to marry you. You see, Mr. Vanager is planning to get married himself.
What? Let the monster!
Oh, Mr. Kemper!
Married to you, Mrs. Levi?
Oh, no. I'm merely arranging it. I'm helping him to find a suitable bride.
For Mr. Vandergilde, there are no suitable brides.
I think we can safely say that Mr. Vandergilde will be married to someone by the end of next week.
What are you suggesting, Mrs. Levi?
I'm taking Ermengarde to New York on the next train. I should not take her to Miss Van Huysen's, as he's playing. I should take her to my house. I wish you to go for her at my house at 5:30. And here is my card.
Mrs. Jolie Gallagher Levi. Very costly things to reduce.
Oh, I beg your pardon?
I beg your pardon? Consultation's free.
I mean to give you my Outlook card. Here.
Mrs. Jolie Gallagher Levi. Aurora hosiery. Instruction in the guitar and the mandolin. You do all these things, Mrs. Levi.
2 and 2 make 4, Mr. Kemper. Always did. So, you will come to my house at 5:30. At about 6, I should take you both with me to the Harmonia Garden restaurant on Mr. Van der Gelder will be there, and everything will be arranged.
How?
Oh, I don't know. One thing will lead to another.
How do I know that I can trust you, Mrs. Levi? You could easily make our situation worse.
Mr. Kemper, your situation could not possibly be worse.
I wish I knew how you get off this, Mrs. Levi.
That is a very proper question. I get 2 things, profit and pleasure.
How?
Mr. Kemper, I'm a woman who arranges things. At present, I'm arranging Mr. Van der Gelder domestic affairs. Out of it I get, shall we call it little pickings? I need little pickings, Mr. Kemper, and especially just now. I haven't got my fare back to New York. You see, I'm frank with you.
That's your profit, Mrs. Levi, but who do you get your pleasure?
My pleasure, Mr. Kemper. When you artists plan a hillside or river, you change everything a little. You make thousands of little changes, don't you? Nature is never completely satisfactory. It must be corrective. Well, unlike you artists, life as it is, never quite interesting enough for me. I'm bored, Mr. Kemper. Life as it is. And so I do things. I put my hand here and I put my hand there, and I watch and listen. And often, I'm very much amused.
Not in my affairs, Mrs. Levi.
Wait, I haven't finished. Here's another thing. I'm very much interested in this household here, in Mr. Van der Gelder and all that idle frozen money of his. I don't like the thought of lying in a great piles, useless, motionless, in the bank, Mr. Kemper. Money should circulate like rainwater. It should be flowing down among the people, through the dressmaker and restaurant and cabman, and setting up little business here, and furnishing a good time there. Do you see what I mean?
Yes, I do.
New York should be a very happy city, Mr. Kemper. But it isn't. My late husband came from Vienna. Now, this is a city that understands this. And I want New York to be more like Vienna. And that's like a collection of nerves and tights and. And if you and Ermengarde get a good deal of Mr. Van der Gelder's money, I want you to see that it starts flowing around the people's lips. So, for that reason, I want you to come with me to the Harmonia restaurant tonight.
Oh, Mrs. Levi, Uncle Louis is coming.
Mr. Kemper, I think you'll be better going. Yes, my dear girl, Mr. Kemper and I have had a good talk. You see, Mr. Van der Gelder and I will be dancing at your wedding very soon. Oh, Mr. Van der Gelder, how handsome you look. You take my breath away. Yes, my dear girl, I'll see you soon. Mr. Van der Gelder, I wish Irene Malloy could see you now. But then, I don't know what come over you lately. You seem to be growing younger every day.
Allow you for exaggeration, Mrs. Levi. If a man is careful, there's no reason why he should look old.
You never say the truth a word.
I'll never see 55 again.
55? Why? I can see at a glance that you are the sort that will be stamping about 100 and eating 5 meals a day, like my Uncle Harry. At 55, my Uncle Harry was a mere boy. I'm judge of hands, Mr. Van der Gelder. Show me your hand. Lord in heaven! What a lifeline!
Where?
From here to here. It runs right overhead. I don't know where it goes. They'll have to hit you on the head with a mullet. They'll have to stumble you with a sofa pillow. You bury us all. However, to return to our business, Mr. Van der Gelder, I suppose you change your mind again. I suppose you've given up all idea of getting married.
Not at all, Mrs. Levi. I have a news for you.
News?
Mrs. Levi, I practically decided to ask Mrs. Malloy to be my wife.
You have?
Yes, I have.
Oh, you have? Well, I think that's just about the best news I ever heard. So, there's nothing more for me to do but wish you every hits under the sun and say goodbye. but...
Well, Mrs. Levi, surely I thought...
Well, I did have a little suggestion to make. But one, you're going to get married to Irene Lowe, and that's close matter.
What suggestion was that, Mrs. Levi?
Well, I have found another girl for you.
Another?
The most wonderful girl, the ideal wife.
Another? Huh? What's her name?
Her name?
Yes.
Her name? Ernestina Simple. Ernestina Simple. But now, of course, all that's too late. After all, you're engaged. You are practically engaged to marry Irene Lowe.
Oh, I ain't engaged to Mrs. Lowe.
Nonsense! You can't break poor Irene's heart now and change to another girl. When a man at the time of life's cold fortune achieves a widow like that and send her a pot of geraniums, that's particularly an engagement.
That's an engagement.
And yes, just lost you a free man. I found this treasure of a girl. Every moment I felt like a traitor to Irene Lowe. But let me tell you, I couldn't help it. I told this girl all about you, just as though you were a free man. It's not truthful. The fact is, she's falling in love with you already.
Ernestina?
Ernestina Simple.
Ernestina Simple.
But of course, she's a very different idea from Mrs. Malloy. Ernestina is like her name. Simple, domestic, practical.
Can she cook?
Can she cook? Mr. Van der Gilder, I have 2 meals from her hand. And as I live, I don't know what I've done that God should ruin me such a meals. Her dog, her steak.
In this house, we don't eat duck and steak every day, Mrs. Levi.
But didn't I tell you? That's the wonderful part about it. Her dog, what was it? Paging. It's a secret countdown in her family. I don't know how she does it. The greatest chef would pass their right hand to know it. And the steak. Shoulder of beef, 4 cents a pound. Dog's food in it. But when Ernestina pays from her hand...
Allowing for exaggeration, Mrs. Levi.
No exaggeration. I'm the best cook in the world myself, and I know what's good.
How old is she?
19. Well, say 20.
20! Mrs. Levi, girls of 20 are able to favor young fellows of their own age.
But you don't listen to me, and you don't know about the girl. She has very positive horror of breathless young men, a fine head of gray hair. She said it's worth 20 should shine off a girl crease. No, sir. I like the man less settle. In so many words you said it.
That's not usual, Mrs. Levi.
Usual? I'm not wearing myself to the bone hunting up usual girls to interest you, Mr. Van der Gilder. Usual? Indeed. Listen to me. Do you know the sort of picture she has on her wall? It's any young Romeo or Lucas. No! It's Moses on the mountain. That's what she's got. If you want to make her happy, you give her a picture of Methuselah surrounded by his grandchildren. That's my advice to you.
I hope she has some means, Mrs. Levi. I have a large household to run.
Ernestina, she'll bring you $5,000 a year. Listen to me, Mr. Van der Gilder. You're a man of sense, I hope. A man that can reckon. In the first place, she has an oven. She's been brought up with great saving of food. What does she eat herself? Apples and lettuce. That's what she's been used in, and what she likes the best. This minute, she saved you $2,000 a year. Secondly, she make her own clothes out of old tablecloths and window curtains. She's the best dressed woman in Brooklyn. This minute, she saved you $1,000 right there. Thirdly, her hair is iron.
But, Mrs. Levi, there's no money in the pocket.
We are talking about marriage, aren't we? The money she saved you is none of your affair. But if she were your wife, there will be money. Yes, sir, that's money.
What's her family?
Her father? God be good to him. He was the best. What am I trying to say? The best undertaking in Brooklyn. Respected, asked him. You know, all the best people knew them well, even before they died. So that's the way it is. Now, let me tell you a little more of appearance. Can you hear me? As I say, a beautiful girl, beautiful. I've seen her go down the street. You know what I mean? The young men get dizzy. They have to land against lampposts. And she, modest, eyes on the ground. I'm not going to tell you anymore. Couldn't you come to New Year today?
I was thinking of coming to New York this afternoon.
You were? Well, no. I wonder if something could be arranged. Oh, she's so eager to see you. Let me see.
Mrs. Levi, could I give you a little dinner, maybe?
Really? Come to think of it, I'm so busy all over that region lawsuit of mine. Yes, if I win it, I don't mind telling you, I'll be what called a very rich woman. I will have of own islands. That's a fact. But just now, I'm at my wit's end. Just enough money to finish it off. My wit's end. But perhaps could arrange a little dinner. I'll see. Yeah. For that lawsuit, all I need is $50, and Staten Island as good as mine. I've been traveling all over New York for you and trying to find you a suitable bride.
But $50, Mrs. Levi.
2 whole months I've been.
$50, Mrs. Levi. It's no joke. I don't know where my money gone this day. It's in hiding. Well, there's 20. Well, there's 25. I can't spare no more. No, I can't.
Well, this will help. Will help somewhat. Now, let me tell you what we'll do. I'll bring Ernestina to that restaurant on the Barry. You know it, the Harmonia Gardens. It's good, but it's not flashy. Now, Mr. Vandergiller, I think you've just this one. You order a real nice dinner. I guess you can afford it.
Well, just this once.
A chicken wouldn't hurt.
Chicken! Well, just this once.
And a little wine.
Why? Well, just this once.
Now, about Mrs. Malloy, what do you think? Should we call the subject close?
No, not at all, Mrs. Lee. I want to have a dinner with Miss
Simple.
With Miss Simple. But first, I want to make another call on Mrs. Malloy.
Dear, and Miss Simple, who racist you made me wrong? Very well. I'll meet you on one of those benches in front of Mrs. Malloy's head store at 4:30 as usual.
The bug is here, ready for the parade, Mr. Vandergilder.
Call Barnaby. I want to talk both of you.
Yes, Mr. Vandergilder.
Now, to put your thoughts in order, Mr. Vandergilder, I can't keep upsetting disturbing the finest women in New York City, unless you mean business.
Oh, I mean business, all right.
I hope so, because you know you're playing a very dangerous game.
Dangerous? Dangerous, Mrs. Levi.
Of course it's dangerous. There's a net for it. You're teeming with these women's affection on you. The only way you can save yourself now is to marry to someone by the end of next week. So think that over.
This morning, I'm joining my large parade. And this afternoon, I'm going to New York. When I come back, there are going to be some changes in the house here. I'll tell what the change is. But I don't want to discuss it among yourself. You are going to have a mistress.
I'm too young, Mr. Vandergilder.
Not yours, idiot, not yours. Mine. Hey, hold your tongue till spoken to. I'm thinking of getting married.
Many congratulations, Mr. Van der Gelder, and my compliments to a lady.
It's none of your business. Now, go back to the store. Have you got any questions you want to ask before I go?
Mr. Van der Gelder, Mr. Van der Gelder, does the chief clerk get one evening off every week?
So, that's the way you begin being chief clerk, is it? When I was your age, I got out at 5. I didn't close the shop until 10 at night. And then, I put in a good hour and count bugs. The world's going to pieces! You were like a lady lying in bed until 6. And at 9 o'clock at night, you rush to close the door so fast. The light of a customer back there noses. No, sir! You attend to a store as usual. And on Friday and Saturday nights, you will remain open until 10. Now hear what I say. This is the first time I've been away from the store overnight. When I come back, I want to hear they run place perfectly in my absence. If I hear of foolishness, I discharge you. An evening free. Don't suppose that I had the evenings free. If I had the evenings free, I wouldn't be what I am now.
The hostess nearly ran away when they saw him. What's the matter, Cornelius?
Chief clerk! Promoted from chief clerk to chief clerk!
Don't you like it?
Chief clerk! And if I'm good in 10 years, I'll be promoted to chief clerk again! 33 years old, and I still don't get an evening free? When am I going to begin to live?
Well, you can begin to live on Sundays, Cornelius.
That's not living. Twice to church, and the old wolf chaps eyes on the back of my head the whole time. And as for holidays, what did we do last Christmas? All those canned tomatoes went bad and exploded. We had to clean out the mess all afternoon. Was that living?
No!
Barnaby, how much money have you got? Where you can get at it?
Oh. $3. Why, Cornelius?
You and I are going to New York.
Cornelius, we can't. Close the store.
Some more rotten tomato cans are going to explode.
Holy capuses! How do you know?
I know they are rotten. All you have to do is to light a match under them. They will make such a smell that customer can come to the place for 24 hours. Later, get us an evening free. We are going to New York too, Barnaby. We are going to live. I'm going to have enough adventures to last me until I'm partner. So, go and get your Sunday clothes on.
What?
Yes, I mean it. We are going to have a good meal, and we are going to be in danger, and we are going to get almost arrested, and we are going to spend all our money.
Holy cabooses!
And one more thing. We are not coming back to Yonkers until we've kissed a girl.
Kiss a girl? Cornelius, you can't do that. You don't know any girls.
I'm 33. I've got to begin sometime.
I'm only 17, Cornelius. It isn't so urgent for me.
Don't start backing down now. If the worst comes to the worst, and we get discharged from here, we can always join the army.
Did I hear you say that it'll be a war chest partner?
Oh, there's no way of getting away from it. You and I will be Van der Gelders.
My partner.
Hey, there's no way of getting away from it. You and I will be Van der Gelders.
I? Oh no, I may rise a little, but I'll never be a Van der Gelder.
Listen, everybody thinks when he gets rich, he will be a different kind of rich person from the rich people he sees around him. Later on, he finds out there's only one kind of rich person, and he's it.
My partner.
Oh. Listen. Oh, there's no way of getting away from it. You and I will be renegades. No. The best of all would be a person who has all the good things a poor person has, and all the good meals a rich person has. But that's never been known. No, you and I are going to be renegades. All the more reason then for us to try and get some living as an adventure to us now. Will you come, Barnaby?
But Wolftrap, Gertrude. Yes, Cornelius.
Mr. Huckle, is there a train waiting at the station?
Yes, Mrs. Levi.
Take a last look, Ermengarde.
What?
Take a last look in your girlhood home, dear. I remember when I left my home, I gave a winning of young cook, and I went.
Oh, Gertrude, do you think I ought to get married this way? A young girl has to be so careful.
You know, I think I'm going to have this room with blue wallpaper. Yes, in blue.
Oh, could you here, Cornelius? Cornelius, hold the candles to the mini. The button rolls all right, but try to tap now. There's more like ready to bust. Oh, holy cabooses! Cornelius, I can smell it up here.
Get into your Sunday clothes on, Barnaby. We're going to New York.
Minnie, you're a fool. Of course I shall marry Horace and Gilder.
Oh, Mrs. Malloy, I didn't ask you. I wouldn't dream of asking you such a personal question.
Well, it's what you mean, isn't it? And there's your answer. I shall certainly marry Horace and Gilder if he accepts me.
I know it's none of my business.
Speak out, Minnie. I can't hear you.
But do you? Do you?
Minnie, you're a fool. Say it. Do I love him? Of course I don't love him. But I have two good reasons for marrying him just as him. Minnie, put something on the hat. It's not good enough.
Not ugly enough.
I couldn't sell it. Put a sponge on it.
Why, Mrs. Malloy, you are in such a mood today.
In the first place, I should certainly marry Horace and Gilder to get away from the minor business. I've hated from the first day having to anything with it, meaning I hate hats.
Why? What's the matter with the menial business?
I can no longer stand being suspected of being a wicked woman. Well, I have nothing to show for it. I can't stand it.
Why? But no one would dream of suspecting you.
Meaning you're a fool. All minorities are suspected of being wicked women. Why? Half the time, all those women came to the shop merely to look at me.
Oh!
They enjoy their suspicion, but they uncertain. If they were certain I was the wicked woman, they wouldn't put food in this place again. Do I go to the restaurants? No, it will be bad for business. Do I go to balls or theaters or operas? No, it will be bad for business. The only men I ever met are further merchants. What was two young men doing on a park bench? Take my word for it, Minnie. Either I marry Horace and Gilder, or I'll break out this place like a fire engine. I'll go every theater and ball and opera in New York City.
But Mr. Gilder is not.
Speak out, Minnie. I can't hear you.
I don't think he's attractive.
But what I think he is, and it's very important. I think he made a good fighter.
Mr. Malloy!
Mark my words, Minnie. The best part of the married life is the fight. The rest is merely so-so.
Oh, I won't listen.
Peter Malloy, got arrested was a fine young man. I pity the woman whose husband slams the door and walked out of the house at the beginning of the argument. Peter Malloy was stand up and fight for hours on end. He done even throw things, Minnie, and there's no pleasure to equal that. When I feel tired, I just start a good ball-warming fight, and it takes 10 years of my age. Now Horace and the Gilder will put on a good fight, and know I have a mind to marry him.
I think they are just awful, the things you're saying today.
Well, I'm enjoying that myself too.
Mrs. Malloy lost 2 men out in the street.
What?
Lost 2 men. It looks as if they are mean to... They are mean to come here.
Well, now it's time some men came to this place. I give a young one, Minnie.
You're terrible.
Well, till I get my hands on the older one, we'll get an adventure out of this yet. Adventure. Why does everybody have the adventure except me, Minnie? Because I have no spirit, I have no gumption. Minnie, they're coming here. Let's go into the workroom and make them wait for us for a minute.
But Mrs. Malloy, my work.
Hurry up, be quick now, Minnie.
Wolf trap!
No one's here.
Some women were here a minute ago. I saw them. That's Wolf Trap, all right. Well, we've got to hide here until he passes by.
He's sitting on a bench. It may be quite a while.
When these women come in, we'll have to make a conversation until he's gone away. We'll pretend we are buying a hat. How much money have you got now?
40 cents for the train, 70 cents for dinner, 20 cents to see the wheel, and the dollar I lost. I have 70 cents.
And I have $1.75. I wish I knew how much hats cost.
Is this an adventure, Cornelius?
No, but it may be.
I think it is. There we wander around New York all day and nothing happened. And then we come to the quietest street in the whole city. And suddenly, Mr. Vandergilder turns the corner. I think that's an adventure. I think...
Cornelius, that's Mrs. Levi's there now. She's sitting on the bench with him.
What do you know about that? We know only one person in all New York City. And there she is.
Even if our adventure came along now, I'd be too tired to enjoy it. Cornelius, why isn't this an adventure?
Don't be asking that. When you are in an adventure, you will know it's all right.
Maybe I wouldn't. Cornelius, let's arrange a signal for you to give me when the adventure really going on. For instance, Cornelius, you say, pudding. You say pudding to me as if it's an adventure we are in.
I wonder what lady who runs this store is. What's her name again?
Mrs. Malloy, hats for ladies.
Oh, yes! I must think over what I'm going to say when she comes in. Good afternoon, Mrs. Malloy. Wonderful weather we're having. We've been looking everywhere for some beautiful hats.
That's fine, Cornelius.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Malloy. Wonderful weather. We'll make her think we're very rich. Good afternoon, Mrs. Malloy. Hey, you keep one eye on the door the whole time. We've been looking everywhere for...
Oh, I'm sorry. Have I kept you waiting? Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Oh, here, Cornelius Tucker.
Here, Barnaby Tucker.
I'm very happy to meet you. Perhaps I can help you.
Sure, Mrs. Malloy. We are looking for hats. We've looked everywhere.
You wish to choose some hats for a friend?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, yes, exactly.
We were thinking of 5 or 6, won't we, Barnaby?
5.
You see, Mrs. Malloy, money's no object with us. None that, no.
Why, Mr. Huckle?
I beg your pardon. What an interesting street. Something happening every minute. Passers by and...
You're from out of the town, Mr. Huckle?
Yes, ma'am. Barnaby, just keep your eye on the streets, will you? You won't see that in Yonkers every day.
Oh, yes, I will.
Not all of it.
Now, this friend of yours, couldn't she come in with you someday and choose her hat herself?
No, oh no, it's a surprise for her.
Indeed? That may be a little difficult, Mr. Huckle. It's not entirely customary. Oh, your friend is very interesting to us three, Mr. Huckle.
Yes, oh yes, he has reason to be.
You say you're from out of the town.
Yes, we are from Yonkers.
Yonkers?
Yonkers, yes, Yonkers. You should know Yonkers, Mrs. Malloy. Hudson River, Palisade Drives. Some say it's the most beautiful town in the world. That's what they say.
Is that so?
Mrs. Malloy, if you ever had a Sunday free, we would like to show you Yonkers. You know, it's very historic too.
That's very kind of you. Well, perhaps not about those hats.
Is there... Have you, maybe Mr. Malloy would like to see Yonkers too?
Oh, I'm a widow, Mr. Huckle.
You are? Oh, that's too bad. Mr. Malloy would have enjoyed Yonkers.
Very likely. Not about these hats. Is your dark or light?
Oh, don't think about that for a minute. Any hats you like would be perfectly all right with her.
Really? Do you like this one?
Barnaby! Barnaby, look! Oh, Mrs. Malloy, that's the most beautiful hat I ever saw.
Oh, your friend is acting very strangely, Mr. Huckle.
Barnaby! Stop acting strangely. When the street's quiet and empty, come back and talk to us. Oh, what was I saying? Oh, yes, Mrs. Malloy, you should know Yonkers.
The fact is, I have a friend Yonkers. Perhaps you know him. It's always so foolish to ask in cases like that, isn't it? It's a Mr. Van Gilder.
What was that you said?
Then you do know him?
Horace Van Gilder?
Yes, that's right.
Know him? Why? No.
No.
I beg your pardon, Mrs. Malloy. What an attractive shop you have. And where does this door lead to?
Why, Mr. Huckle? That's my workroom.
Everything here is so interesting. Every corner, every door, Mrs. Malloy. Barnaby, notice the interesting doors and cupboards. Wow. Deeply interesting. Coats for ladies. Barnaby, make a note of the table. Precious piece of furniture with a low-hanging clothes, I see.
Perhaps your friend might like some of these new Harris Jones. Mr. Van Gilder is a very potential man and very well liked, they tell me.
Oh, a lovely man, Mrs. Malloy.
Oh, yes, charming.
Has only one fault. As far as I know, he's hard as a snail's, but apart from that, as you say, a charming nature, man.
And a larger circle of friends.
Yes, indeed. 5 or 6.
5.
He comes and calls on you here from time to time, I suppose.
This summer, we'll be wearing ribbons down our back. Yes, as a matter of fact, I'm expecting a call from him this afternoon.
I think, Cornelius,
Now to show you some more hats.
Look out!
Begging your pardon, Mrs. Malloy!
What? Mr. Huckle! Gentlemen, Mr. Huckle, come right out of there this minute!
Help us just this once, Mrs. Malloy. We'll explain later.
Mr. Huckle!
Well, innocent can be Mrs. Malloy!
my darling child.
Hey.
How are you? Heaven be good to us. How are you, love?
Well, what a surprise! And Mr. Vandergilder's New York. What a pleasure.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Malloy.
Oh.
Yes, Mr. Vandergilder in New York. Yonkers lies up there. That's amazing today. Irene, we thought we'll pay you a very short call. Now you will tell us, is it inconvenient, won't you?
Inconvenient, darling. The idea. Why? It's very sweet of you to come.
We waited outside a moment.
Mr. Vandergilder thought he saw two customers coming. Two men.
Man, Mr. Vandergilder. Why? I'll be saying next.
Now, we will sit down for a minute or two.
Before you sit down, there's something I want to show you. I want to show Mr. Vandergilder my work too.
I've seen a work 100 times. I will just stay right here and try on some of these hats.
No, Dolly, you come too. I have something for you. Come along, everybody. Mr. Vandergilder, I want your advice. You don't know how helpless a woman in business is. Oh, I feel I need advice every minute from a fine business head like yours. Now I shut the door.
Maybe she wants us to go, Cornelius. Certainly, I won't go. Mrs. Malloy would think we were just soulless fellows. No, all I want is to stretch a minute.
What are you going to do when it's gone, Cornelius? Are we just going the wrong way?
Well, I don't know yet. I like Mrs. Malloy a lot. I wouldn't like her to think badly of me. I think I'll buy a hat. We can walk home to Yonkers, even if it takes us all night. I wonder how much hats cost. Barnaby, give me all the money you've got. Achoo! My, all those perfumes in that cupboard tickle my nose. But I like it in there. It's a woman's world and very different.
I like it where I am too. Only I like it better if I had a pillow.
Here, take one of these coats. I'll roll it up for you, so it won't get mussed. Ladies don't like to have their coats mussed.
That's fine. Now I can lie here and hear Mr. Vandergilder talk.
This summer, we'll be wearing ribbons down our back.
Can I take my shoes, Cornelius?
Isn't the world full of wonderful things? There we sit cooped up in Yonkers for years and years, and all the time, wonderful people like Mrs. Malloy are walking around in New York, and we don't know them at all. I tell you right now, a fine woman is the greatest work of God. Of course, up there at Yonkers, they come into the store all the time, and I watch them. But today, I've talked to one, equal to equal, and to the finest one that ever existed. They are so different from men. Everything that they say and do is so different that you feel like laughing all the time. Golly, they are different from men. And they are awfully mysterious too. I bet you could know a woman 100 years without ever being really sure whether she like you or not. This minute, I'm in danger. I'm in danger of losing my job and my future and everything that people think is important. But I don't care. Barnaby! Barnaby!
Oh, you woke me up.
Barnaby, we can't go back to Yonkers, and you know why.
Why not?
We've had a good meal, we've had an adventure, we've been in danger of getting arrested. There's only one more thing we've got to do before we go back to be successes in Yonkers.
Cornelius, you are never going to kiss Mrs. Malloy.
Maybe.
But you scream.
Barnaby, you don't know anything at all. You might as well know right now that everybody, except us, goes through life kissing right and left all the time.
Well, thanks for telling me, Cornelius. I often wondered.
Just a minute, Irene. I must find my handkerchief. Why, Mr. Huckle? I thought you were up in Yonkers.
Oh, I almost always am, Mrs. Levi. Oh, Mrs. Levi, don't tell Mr. Vandergilder. I'll explain later.
Well, terrible news, Mrs. Levi.
Why? Who's that?
Barnaby Tucker just paying a call.
Well, who else is here?
Just the two of us, Mrs. Levi. That's all.
Oh, friend of Mrs. Malloy, isn't that it?
We never knew her before a few minutes ago, but we like Mrs. Malloy a lot, don't we, Barnaby? In fact, I think she's the finest person in the world. I'm ready to tell that to anybody.
Does she think you're the finest person in the world?
Oh, no. I don't suppose she even notices that I'm alive.
Well, I think she must notice that you are alive in that cardboard, Mr. Huckle. Well, if I were you, I'll get back to you right away. Somebody will be coming any minute.
Can I help you, Dolly?
No, no. Achoo! I was just blowing my nose.
Mrs. Malloy, I have some advice to give you about your business.
Oh, advice from Mr. Vandergilder. The whole city should hear this.
In the first place, the aim of business is to make a profit.
Oh, is that so?
I never heard you put so clearly before. Did you hear it?
You pay for those girls of yours too much. You pay them as much as a man. Girls that they enjoy their work. Which, Mrs. Malloy, I pay to make people do work they don't want to do.
Oh, Mr. Vandergilder thinks so aptly. And that's exactly his business run up in Yonkers.
Mrs. Malloy, I'd like for you to come out to Yonkers.
Oh, that will be very nice. Oh, thank you. As a matter of fact, I know someone from Yonkers. Someone else.
Oh, who's that?
Someone quite well-to-do, I believe. Though a little free and easy in his behavior. Mr. Vandergilder, do you know Mr. Cornelius Huckle in Yonkers?
I know him like I know my own boot. He's my head clerk.
Is that so?
He's been for my store for 10 years.
Well, I never.
Where would you have known him?
Oh, just one of those chance meetings, I suppose.
Yes. Oh, yes. One of those chance meetings.
What? Chance meetings? Cornelius Huckle has no right to chance meetings. Where was that?
Really, Mr. Vandergilder? It's very unlike you to question me in such a way. I think Cornelius is better known than you think he is.
Nonsense.
He's in New York often, and he's very well liked.
Well, that you might as well come on now as later, Mr. Vandergilder. Irene's quite right. Your heckler is often in New York, goes everywhere, has an army of friends. Everybody knows Cornelius Huckle.
He never comes to New York. He works all day in my store, and at 9 o'clock at night, he goes to sleep in the brand room.
So you think, but it's not true.
Tolly Gallagher, you're crazy.
Listen to me. You keep your nose so deep in your comic books. You don't know what goes on. Yes, by day, Cornelius Hackle is your faithful, trusty clerk. That's true. But by night, well, he lives a double life. That's all. He's here at the opera, at a great restaurant, in all the fashionable home. Why? He's at the Harmonia Garden restaurant 3 nights a week. The fact is, he's the sweetest, gayest, smartest, most delightful man in New York. Well, he's just a famous Cornelius Hackle.
And a sad man. If I ever thought Cornelius Hackle came to New York, I discharge him.
Who took the hostess out of Jenny Link's carriage and put her through the street?
Who?
Cornelius Hackle, who dresses up as a waiter at the Fifth Avenue Hotel the other night and took an oyster and jobbed it right down Mrs. No, it's too weak to tell you.
No, Dolly, go on.
No, but it was Cornelius Hackle.
It and a sad man. Where he get the money?
But he's very rich.
Rich? I keep his money my own self. He has $146.35.
Oh, you're calling me, Mr. Van de Gelder. Do come to your sense. He's one of the Hackles.
The Hackles?
The Bill Renan Canal.
Then what should we work in my store?
Well, I will tell you.
I don't want to hear. I've got a headache. I'm going home. And a sad man. He sleeps in the burn room. You can get away from facts. I just made him my chief clerk.
If you have any sense, you will make him partner. Now, Irene, I can see that you're taken with him as everybody else is.
Why? I only see him once very hastily.
Yes, but I can see that you're taken with him. Now, don't you be thinking of marrying him?
Dolly, what are you saying? Oh.
Maybe it'll be fine, but think it over carefully. He breaks her like hickory nuts.
Who?
Cornelius Hackle.
Mrs. Malloy, how often has he called on you?
Oh, I'm telling the truth. I've only seen him once in my life. Dolly Levi's being exaggerating, so I don't know where to look.
Excuse me, Mrs. Malloy, I must get together the orders for Mrs. Parkinson.
Yes, we must get off before closing.
I want to send it off by the errand girl. Oh, I almost forgot my coat.
Minnie, I'll do it, Minnie!
Mrs. Malloy, there was a man!
Minnie, imagine it!
There is a man, Mrs. Malloy!
You're tired, dear? You're going to the opera right now!
But there is a man!
Minnie, I'm full! Hold your tongue!
If there's a man there, we'll look at him now. Whoever you are, come out of here.
Nonsense! There's no man here! See? Miss Bay has never played tricks on her. Come. Come now. Let's sit down again. What were you saying, Mr. Van de Gelder?
Achoo.
Achoo! Well, now.
Achoo!
I can do no more. God bless.
Yes! There's a man there. I'll explain all to you another time. Thank you very much for coming to see me. Good afternoon, Dolly. Good afternoon, Mr. Van de Gelder.
You are protecting the man. In there.
There's a very simple explanation, but Professor, good afternoon.
What?
Lord, the horror clearly with men. I'll never get over.
What's going to pieces? I can't believe my own eyes.
Come, Mr. Van de Gelder. Ernestina's food is waiting for us.
Mrs. Malloy, I shouldn't trouble you again. And vice versa.
Irene, when I think of all the interesting in this room, make the most of it, dear. Goodbye. Goodbye.
So, that was one of your political jokes, Mr. Hackle?
No, Mrs. Malloy.
Come on, for answer that Barnaby Tucker, you troublemaker! There's nothing to be afraid of, Minnie. I know all about this gentleman.
Oh, Mrs. Malloy, we realize that's what happened
You think
here.
because you remember all the harm you do, is that it?
No.
Minnie, this is a famous Cornelius Hackle who goes on New York time people into nuts. And that's Barnaby Tucker, another troublemaker.
How do you do?
Minnie, choose yourself any coats and hats in the store. We are going out to dinner. If this Mr. Hako is so rich and gay and charming, he's going to be rich and gay and charming to us. He dies 3 nights a week at the Harmonia Dance Restaurant, does he? Well, he's together now.
Mrs. Malloy, are you sure it's safe?
Minnie, hold your tongue. We are in a position to policemen into jail if they so much squeak.
Jail, Mrs. Malloy!
Jail, Mr. Hako. Officer Gagadi does everything I tell him to do. Minnie, you and I have been respectful for years. Now we're in disgrace. We might as well make the most of it. You come to Wugu with me. I know some ways we can perk our appearances. Gentlemen, we'll be back in a minute.
Mrs. Malloy, I hear there's an awfully good restaurant at the railway station.
Railway station? Railway station? Certainly not. No, sir. You are going to give us a good dinner at the heart of the Fisherman Wall. Going, Minnie. Don't you boys forget that you made us lose our reputations. And now, the Fisherman Wall is the only place we can eat.
She's angry at us, Cornelius. Maybe we'll be the wrong way now.
No, I'm going to go through with this if it kills me. Barnaby, for a woman like that, a man could consent to go back to Yonkers and be a success.
Oh, I know it's no woman's going to make a success out of me.
Jail or no jail, we are going to take those ladies out to dinner, so grit your teeth.
Gentlemen, the cabs are at the corner, so very much.
Yes, man. Oh, Mrs. Malloy, is this far to the restaurant? Couldn't we walk?
Minnie, take your things. We're not going.
Mrs. Malloy!
Mr. Hako, I don't go anywhere I'm not wanted. Good night. I'm not very happy to have met you.
Mrs. Malloy!
I suppose you think we're not fashionable enough for you. Well, I won't be a burden to you. Good night, Mr. Tucker.
We want you to come with us more than anything in the world, Mrs. Malloy.
No, you don't. Look at you. Look at your pair of them. Minnie, scowling, both of them.
Oh, please, Mrs. Malloy.
Then smile. Go on. Smile. No, that's not enough. Minnie, you come with me and we'll get our own supper.
Smile, Barnaby, you loud!
My face can't smell any stronger than that.
Then do something. Show some interest. Do something lively. Sing.
I can't sing, really, I can't.
Minnie, we're wasting our time. They don't want us.
Barnaby, what can you sing? Oh, Mrs. Malloy, all we know are sad songs.
That doesn't matter. If you want us to go out with you, you have got to sing something.
We are tending tonight on the old campground. Give us a sound to cheer.
Our weary hearts a song of home, friends we love so dear. Many are the hearts that are weary tonight, wishing for the war to cease. Many are the hearts looking for the right to see the dawn of peace.
Now hear what I say. I don't want to make any mistakes. I want a table for 3.
For free.
There'll be 2 ladies and myself.
It's a bad combination, Mr. Vetigura. You'll regret it.
And I want a chicken.
A chicken? You'll regret it.
Hold your tongue. Write it down. Chicken.
Yes, sir. Chicken Esterhazy, chicken Kakuto, chicken a la queen.
A chicken. A chicken that anybody else has. And with the chicken, I want a bottle of wine.
Moselle, Chablis, Burberry.
He doesn't understand you, Mr. Vetigura. You speak louder.
W-I-N-E. E.
Why?
Why? And I want this table removed. Will you add a table along?
There are some people coming here now, Mr. Manager.
What? Contamination! It's my niece Sermanga. What's she doing here? Wait till I get my hands on her.
Mr. Manager, you must keep your temper.
And there's the rascal artist. Why? It's a plot. I threw in the jail.
Mr. Manager, they're old enough to come to New York. You can't throw people into jail for coming to New York.
And there's Miss Levi. What's she doing with that? It's a plot. It's a conspiracy. What's she saying to the cabman? Go up and hear what she's saying.
She's telling the camera to wait, Mr. Manager. She's telling young people to come in. Have a good dinner, Mr. Manager.
I put an end to this.
Oh, now, Mr. Manager, if you lose your temper, you make matters worse. Mr. Manager, come here and take my advice.
Stop pulling my coat. What's your advice?
Hi, Mr. Manager. Hide behind the screen and listen to what they say.
Stop pulling at me.
But I don't want to eat in the restaurant. It's not proper.
Now, oh my God, dear, there's nothing wicked about eating in a restaurant. There's nothing wicked, even about being New York. Clergymen just made those things up to fill out their sermons.
Oh, I wish I were in Yonkers. When I be at Papa's.
Oh my God, you're hungry. Let what's troubling you?
Anyway, after dinner, you must promise to take me to Aunt Flora's. She's been waiting for me all day, and she must be had their fright.
All right, but of course you know, at Miss Van Heissen's, you'll be banging your uncle's hand.
I can't stand it.
Just keep telling yourself how pretty she is. Pretty girls have very little opportunity to improve their advantages.
Listen, Ermengarde, you don't want to go back to your uncle. Stop and think. That's the old man with one foot in the ground.
And the other three in the cash box.
Smell your fault.
And exo grease.
That's not true. It's only partly true.
All the time. I'm going to teach them a lesson.
Keep your temper, Mr. Manager. Listen to what they say.
Oh dear, what was I saying? The Lord be praised. How glad I found you two dreadful children. Just as about you were to break poor dear Mr. Vanneguer's heart.
He's got no heart to break.
Mr. Vanneguer is much kinder than you think.
Kinder? He's a wolf.
Remember that he leads a very lonely life. Now you're two going to have dinner upstairs. They have some private room up there. Just mean for shy timid girl like Ermengarde. Come with me.
I'll show them.
Everyone should eavesdrop once in a while. I always say, there's nothing like to eavesdropping to show you that the world outside your head. It's different from the world inside your head.
I want to write it now. You go and call the camera in here. I want to talk to him.
No one accepts the advice of a camera, Mr. Vanneguer. They see so much of life, and they have no ideas left.
Do as I tell you.
Yes, sir. Advice of a camera.
My dear Miss Van Heisen, everybody's dear in a later. It's enough to make you get up ready now. My dear Miss Van Heisen, this is Ermengarde and the rascal Ambrose Kemper. They are trying to run away. Please come to Harmonia Gardens restaurant to help me as soon as possible.
Sir, what can I do for you?
I want you to send an over me.
I'm waiting for parties.
I know you are. Do you want to earn $5?
Huh?
I ask you, do you want to earn $5?
I don't know. I never tried.
Here's the note. Send it to address I wrote and give it to a lady in a house. The $5 is yours.
Miss Flora Van Huysen, 8 Jackson Street. I got it.
Stack. I'll be back in half an hour. See that the table sets for 3, since nobody else is here.
Yes, sir.
See? Here's the place I mean. Is it fine? Minnie, take care of our things. We'll be here for hours.
Mrs. Malloy, are you sure you like kids in here? I think I feel ajabbed.
Indeed, I do like it. We are going to have a Friday evening right in this room. It's private and it's elegant. Now we are going to forget our troubles and call each other by our first names, Cornelius. Call the waiter.
Wait. I can make a sound. I must have caught a cold on the right. Wait, no, it won't come.
I don't believe you. Barnaby, you call him.
Waiter!
I never thought to be in such a place in my whole life. Mrs. Malloy, is this what they call a cafe?
Yes, it's a cafe. Sit down, Minnie. Cornelius, Mrs. Levi gave us to understand that every waiter in New York knew you.
They well.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
How are you, friends? How are you, my friend?
I'm Rudolph.
Oh, of course, Rudolph, of course. Well, Rudolph, these ladies want a little something to eat. You know what I mean? Just if you can find the time. We know how busy you are.
Cornelius, there's no need to be so familiar with a waiter.
Oh, yes, there is.
Minnie, what do you want to eat?
Just anything, Irene.
No, speak out, Minnie. What do you want?
No, really. I have no appetite at all. Oh, I'd like some sardine on the toast and a glass of milk.
Grace Greenstones, what a sensible girl. Barnaby, shake Minnie's hand. She's the most sensible girl in the world. Rudolph, bring us gentlemen 2 glasses of beer, a loaf of bread, and some cheese.
I never heard such nonsense, Cornelius. We've come here for a good dinner and a good time. Minnie, have you ever eaten pheasant?
Pheasant? No.
Rudolph, have you any pheasant?
Yes, man. Just from New Jersey today.
Oh, even the pheasants are leaving New Jersey. Now, Rudolph, write this down. Mock turtle soup.
Mock turtle soup.
Pheasant.
Pheasant.
Mashed chestnuts.
Mashed chestnuts.
Green salad.
Green salad.
And some nice red wine.
Some nice red wine.
All right, Barnaby, you watch me. Rudolph, write this down. Neapolitan ice cream, hot house peaches, champagne.
Champagne?
And the German band. Have you got a German band?
No, Cornelius. I would like to be extravagant. Champagne, but no band. Now, Rudolph, be quick about this. We're hungry. Waitress, what's that? What's that you have?
It's some champagne, man.
Cornelius, it's our champagne.
No, it's for his honor the mayor of New York, and he's very impatient.
Shame on him. The mayor of New York has more important things to be patient about. Cornelius, open it.
Man, he will kill me.
Well, have a glass first and die happy.
He will kill me.
Oh, I go to the public restaurant for the first time in 10 years, and all the waiters like to oppose to me. There, take that, dear. Wow. Barnaby, make a toast.
I? To all the ladies in the world, may I get to know more of them, and may I get to know them better.
To all ladies.
That's very sweet and very refined. Minnie, for that, I'm going to give Barnaby a kiss. I'm old enough to be his mother, and a dear wee mother I will have been too. Barnaby, this is for you, for all the ladies in the world.
Now, I can go back to Yonkers, Cornelius. Pudding, pudding, pudding.
Look at Barnaby. He's not strong enough for a kiss. His hair can't stand it. Minnie, I'm enjoying myself. To think that it goes on in hundreds of places every night. Well, I sit at home starting my stockings. Cornelius, dance with me.
Oh, Irene, the hardcore don't dance. We are Presbyterian.
Minnie, you dance with me.
Lovely music.
Why, Minnie? You dance beautifully.
We girls dance in the workroom when you are not looking, Irene.
You thought I'd be angry. Oh, dear. No one in the world understands anyone else in the world. Cornelius, Jenny Ling and all those other ladies, do you see them all the time?
Oh, Irene, I pulled them all out right off my head. I'm interested in...
Rudolph, what are you doing?
A table's been reserved here. Special orders.
Stop right where you are. The party can eat inside. This veranda's ours.
I'm very sorry. This veranda is open to anybody who wants it. There comes man who bought the order.
Take your table away from here. We got here first. Cornelius, starting now.
Man, my employer research is due at 4 o'clock this afternoon. You can go and eat here in restaurant. My employer say it was very important to have a table alone.
No, sir. We got here first. And we are going to stay here. Alone too.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Shut up, you. You are impertinent, idiotic killjoy.
That's an insult.
All about your insult. Cornelius, do something. Knock it over the table.
Knock it over!
I'm sorry. But this room can reserve for anyone. If you want to eat alone, you must go upstairs. I'm sorry. But let's do all.
We are having a nice dinner alone, and we are going to stay here. Cornelius, knock it over.
Wait till you see my employer.
Ladies and gentlemen, I will tell you what we'll do. There's a big screen here. We'll put a big screen between all the tables.
Now, you'll learn something. There comes my employer now. Get him out of that cab.
Where? I'll knock him down too.
Cornelius, it's Wolf Trap. Yes, it is.
Wolf Trap! Listen, everybody, I think the screen's a good idea. Rudolph, have you got any more screens? We could use 3 or 4.
Quiet down, Cornelius, and start changing your mind. Hurry up, Rudolph. We are ready for the soup.
Dad, what's the meaning of this? I told you I want a table alone. And what's that? I won't eat behind a screen. I won't. I'm not animal in menagerie. No screen, no screen.
Mr. Maker, I did what I could. Mr. Wenger, you wouldn't believe what savage the people of New York are. There's a woman over there, Mr. Wenger. Civilization hasn't touched her.
Everything's wrong. You came and mention things like that. Help me away my coat. But don't kill me. Don't kill me.
Speak up, I can't hear you.
Oh, my voice again. Oh, Barnaby, how's your soul? Can you speak? Oh, can't make a sound.
Oh, all right. Bring your heads together, we'll whisper.
Who's that people over there?
Some city sparks and their girls, Mr. Veneguer. What goes on in big cities, Mr. Veneguer, best not think of it.
Has that couple come down from upstairs yet? I hope they haven't gone without you seeing them.
No, sir. I have kept my eyes on everything.
I'll see tea and wait for my guest. You go out to see if Miss Van Heisen comes.
Yes, sir.
Huh? What's that? A purse. Did you saw something, Mr. Veneguer?
No, don't bother me anymore. Do as I tell you.
A purse? The fellow over there must have let it fall due to misunderstanding about the screen. Oh, no, I want to look inside. $20 bills, dozens of them. I'll go over and give it to him. You're surprised? You're surprised to see me get rid of this money so quickly, huh? I'll explain it to you. There was a time in my life when my true interest was picking up money that didn't belong to me. The law is there to protect property, but sure, the law doesn't care whether the property owner disturbs his property or not, and the law has to be corrected. There are several thousands of people in this country engaging in correcting the law. For a while, I too was engaged in a redistribution of sovereignties. There are some people who say you shouldn't have any witness at all, no vices. But if a man has no vices, he's in great danger of making vices out of his virtue, and that's a spectacle. Well, after I had that witness of stealing for a while, I took the whiskey took to me. And then, I discovered an important rule that I'm going to pass on to you. Never supposed to witness at the same time. It's your combination sinners, your natural liars, and your miserly drunkards who dishonor vices and bring them into bad repute. So now you see why I want to get rid of this money. I want to keep my mind free to do the credit to whiskey that it deserves. And my last word to you, ladies and gentlemen, is this: one vice at a time. Can I speak to you for a minute?
You certainly can. We all want to apologize to you about that screen. Last little misunderstanding. What's your name, sir?
Stack, sir. Monica Stack. If the ladies will excuse you, I'd like to speak to you for a minute. Listen, boy. Have you lost... Oh, come here. Have you lost something?
Oh, Mr. Stack, in this one day, I've lost everything I own.
There it is. Don't mention it.
Why, Mr. Stack? You know what it is? It's a miracle!
Don't mention it.
Barnaby, come here a minute. I want you to shake hands with Mr. Stack. Mr. Stack just found a purse I lost. Barnaby, you know, a purse full of money.
You are wonderful, man, Mr. Stack.
It's nothing.
I'm certainly glad I went to church all these years. Oh, you are a wonderful person to know, Mr. Stack. In a way, Mr. Stack, where do you work?
Well, I've just begun. I work for Mr. Venegilda in Yonkers.
You do? It's a miracle! Oh, Mr. Stack, I know you don't need it, but can I give you something for the good work?
Don't mention it, it's nothing.
Oh, take that.
Don't mention it.
And that.
I better go in.
Oh, here, and that.
No, I might get to Thailand.
Oh, Irene, I feel a lot better about everything. I feel so well that I'm going to tell the truth.
Minnie, I forgot that men get drunk so deeply from women. All right, what is the truth?
If I tell the truth, will you let me... will you let me put my arm around your waist?
Hey! Minnie, hold your tongue. All right, you can put your arm around my waist, just to show it can be done in a gentlemanly way. But I might as well warn you. A corset is a corset.
Oh, you are a wonderful person, Mrs. Malloy.
Thank you. Oh, all right, now that's enough. What is the truth?
I'm not as rich as Mrs. Levi said I was.
Not rich?
I almost never came to New York, and I'm not like she said I was. Bad. And you ought to know that at this mere minute, Mr. Venegilda sitting on the other side of that screen.
What? Well, it's not going to spill any party on mine. So that's why we're whispering. Let's forget all about Mr. Venegilda and have some more wine.
Good evening, Mr. Venegilda.
Where's Miss Simple?
Mr. Venegilda, I will never trust a woman again as long as I live.
Well, what was that?
She ran away this afternoon and got married.
She did?
Oh, how much disappointed as you are. I can't eat a thing. What have you ordered?
I ordered what you told me to. A chicken.
I don't think I could face a chicken. Oh, waitress. How do you do? What's your name?
August, man.
August. This is Mr. Venegilda of Yonkers, Yonkers' most influential citizen. In fact, I want you to see that he served with the best you have and served promptly. And there'll only be the two of us. Mr. Venegilda's been through some trying experience today. What? With men hidden all over Mrs. Lowe's store, like Indian bush.
Mrs. Levi, you don't have to tell everything about me.
Mr. Venegilda, if you are thinking about getting married, you might as well learn right now. You have to let women be women. Now, August, we want excellent service.
Yes, man.
Cheers.
You manage things very badly. When I plan things, it takes place. And where are you going?
Oh, I would just like to see who's on the other side of that screen.
Oh, good evening, Mrs. Levi.
Well, who was that?
Oh, just on City's bar entertaining their girls, I guess.
Always wanting to know everything. Always curious about everything. Always put your nose into other people's affairs. Anybody who lives with you will get as nervous as a cat.
Horace Venegilda, get out here right up hand this minute. I'm surprised that you even mentioned such a thing. Understand once I've no intention of marrying you.
I didn't mean that.
You've been hiding around for such a thing for some time. But from now on, put such idea right up hand.
Stop saying that. That's not what I mean at all.
I hope not. I should hope not. Horace Venegilda, you go your way and I will go mine. I'm not some Irene Malloy, whose head can be turned by the path of dreams. Why the idea of you even suggesting such a thing?
Mrs. Levi, you misunderstood me.
I certainly hope I did. If I have any intention of marrying her, You'll be to a far more pleasure-loving man than you. Why? I'll marry Cornelius Hackle before I marry you. However, we won't discuss it anymore. It's August without food. I'll serve it, August.
Yes, ma'am.
Here's some white meats for you and some giblets. Very tender and very good for you. Now, as I said before, you go your way and I will go mine. Start writing on the one. I think you'll feel better at once. However, since you brought the matters up, there's one more thing I owe to say.
I didn't bring the matter up at all.
We'll have gotten all about in a moment, but sit down. Sit down. We'll close the matter in just a moment. But there's one more thing I ought to say. It's true. I'm a woman who likes to know everything that's going on, who likes to measure things. You're perfectly right about it. But I wouldn't like to measure things as disorderly, as out of control, as untidy. You have to let yourself. God helping you.
It's not out of control.
Very well. Let's not say another word about it. No, Horace. A complaining, quarrelsome, friendless soul like you is no sort of companion for me. You go your way and I will go mine.
Stop talking that
Won't say another
way.
word.
Besides, I'm not all things you say I am.
What? I guess you're friendless, aren't you? Omega told me this morning, even quarrel with your barber, a woman who held a razor to your throat for 20 years. Seems to me that's sinking pretty low.
But my clerks, they
like you, Cornelius Hackle and that Barnaby, behind your back they'll call you Wolf Tray.
let down.
No, Horace, it looks to me as though I were the last person in the world like you, and even I'm just so-so. Now, for the rest of my life, I intend to have a good time. You'll be able to find some housekeeper who can prepare you 3 meals for $1 a day. It can be done, you know, if like Copain Binks. Spend your last day listening to Keyhole who fears someone's cheating you. Take some more of that.
Dolly, you're a damn exasperating woman.
There, you see? I've been nagging you all day to get some spirit to you. You could be a perfectly charming, winning, amiable man if you wanted to.
I don't want to be charming.
But you are! Look at you now. You can't hide it.
Listen to the keyholes. Dolly, you have no right to say such things to me.
At your age, you ought to enjoy hearing the honest truth.
My age? My age! You always talking about my age.
Oh, I don't know what your age is, but I do know that at Yonkers, with bad food and bad temper, you've been double in 6 months. However, we won't discuss it anymore. But there's one more thing I'm going to say.
Don't.
Sometime, just sometime, I think I'll take you out of sheer pity. And if the confusion gets any worse, I may have to.
I have asked you to marry me.
Well, please don't.
And my house is not in confusion.
What? Well, I guess you're friendless, aren't you? You mean your niece going on in the restaurant right now?
I fixed that better than you now.
And your clerks skipping around you behind your back?
They're young as well, they always are.
Nonsense.
What do you mean? Nonsense.
Cornelius Hackle is other side of that screen. Let's marry minute.
And the same man.
All right, go on. Push it. Now get out. Go and see.
I don't believe it.
All right, all right. Eat your chicken. Of course, Horace. If affairs went from bad to worse, then you become actually miserable. I think it will be my duty to come out to Yonkers and get some assistance to you. After all, I was your wife's oldest friend.
I don't know how I ever got such notion. Now, understand, once and for all, I have no intention of marrying anybody. Now, I'm tired. I don't want to talk.
I won't say another word either.
Oh, Irene, I think we better go now. You take this money and pay the bill. Oh, don't worry, it's not mine.
Well, No, no. I will tell you what we'll do. You boys put on our coats and veils, and if he's saving over here, you'll see your girls.
What? Those things?
Yes, come on.
I've got a headache. I'm going back to my hotel. So, here's the money to pay for the dinner. Here's the money to pay for the dinner. Here's the money to pay for the dinner. I've lost my purse!
Impossible! How can you grab your purse?
It's been stolen! Or I live in a cab. What am I going to do? I'm new at the hotel. You don't know me. I've never been here before. Stop eating the chicken! I can pay for that!
Horace, I'll be able to find some money. Sit down and count yourself.
Dolly Gallagher, I gave you $25 this morning.
I understand. I gave it to my lawyer. We can borrow it from Ambrose Kemper upstairs.
I want to take it.
Cornelius Tucker will let it to us.
It's in Yonkers. Waiter!
Cornelius, is that Mr. Vandergiller's purse?
Oh, I didn't know it myself. I thought it was just money wandering around looses that didn't belong to anybody.
Goodness, like what politicians think.
Waiter!
Irene, doesn't Barnaby make a lovely girl? He just wants to stay away.
Wow. Why should he have an evening spoiled? Cornelius, I can teach you to dance a few minutes. Oh, he won't recognize you.
Barnaby is the easiest thing in the world. Horace, do you remember the dance at your wedding? And you danced with me at mine, do you remember?
No. Yes.
Horace, you're a good dancer. Don't confess me you're too old to dance.
I'm not too old. I just don't want to dance.
Do you remember the dance in the firehouse at Yonkers on Saturday night? You gave me a fan. Come now.
You discharge! Not a word! You're fired! What's that idiot Barnaby Tucker? He's fired too! You discharge!
You're discharged!
You... Ah!
Flora!
Dolly
How are
Gallagher!
you? Who brings you here?
Horace sent a letter to me. He asked me, come here.
Why so late?
Oh, my dear girl. What's your trouble? Oh, you must be Mr. Ambrose Kemper. Mr. Kemper. I'm not a tyrant you think I am. Oh, you don't have to be afraid of me. I know you're trying to run away with this innocent girl. Uncle! Aunt Flora! Don't you remember me? Oh my God! You're Mr. Vandergilder's niece? Yes, I am, Aunt Flora. Really? And who is this? This is Barnaby Tucker, Aunt Flora. Never heard of him. He works in Uncle's store.
They are both dishonest scoundrels.
Oh, I can explain, Mr. Vandergilder. I'll explain everything.
They are going to an explanation.
Horace, stop calling him Mr. Tucker and Mr. Kemper.
That's not Mr. Kemper. That's a dishonest rock named Cornelius Huckle.
You're crazy. That's Cornelius Huckle.
I guess I know my own trip clerk.
Miss Van Huysen and Ambrose Kemper.
Oh, dear auntie, I don't know what to do. Are you in love with this man? Yes, I am. Oh, I could see it. And are people trying to separate you? Yes, they are. I could see it. Who? Horace Van der Gelder? Yes. Believe me, Ermengarde, your troubles are at an end. You two will be married tomorrow.
Are you locking up for the rest of your life, young lady?
Uncle.
I will have you arrested. Get out of my sight. I never want to see you again.
You can't do anything to me, Mr. Van der Gelder.
All my life, I have suffered from the interference of others. You shall not suffer as I did. That's enough for me. I'll put a stop to Horace Van der Gelder's goings on. Mr. Hackham, think of me as your friend. I'll help you to explain to Mr. Van der Gelder. Horace, you shake hands with them both, or out you go.
Shake hands with those dogs and scoundrels.
Mr. Van der Gelder, you have been hard day. You don't want to go out in the rain now, just for fun's sake. You shake hands with them, you can start crawling with them tomorrow.
There, don't regard it as a handshake. Hey. Hey, I never want to see you again.
Come along, everybody. We'll all go upstairs and have some coffee.
So, there's your life, Mr. Van der Gelder. Without need, without clerks, without bride, and without your purse. Will you marry me now?
No!
Ephraim Levi, I'm going to get married again. Ephraim, I'm going to marry Horace Van der Gelder for his money. I'm going to send his money out doing all the things you told me. It won't be a marriage in the sense that we had one, but I should certainly make him happy. And Ephraim, I'm tired. I'm tired of living from hand to mouth. And I'm asking your permission. Ephraim, will you give me away? Money? Money. It's like the song we walk under. It can kill or cure. Mr. Van der Gelder's money. Van der Gelder's never tired of saying that most people in the world are fools. In a way, he's right, isn't he? Irene, Cornelius, himself, and me. But there's come a moment in everybody's life when he must decide whether he will live among the human beings or not. A fool among the fools, or a fool alone. As for me, I decide to live among them. I wasn't always so. After my husband's death, I retired to myself. I was independent. That no one else's life was mixed up with mine. But without color and without light, I realized that for a long time, I've known sure one tear, nor have I been filled with a wonderful hope that something or other will turn out well. Yes, we're awful. We're all in danger of destroying with wool without folly. But the sure way to get us out of harm is to give us 4 or 5 human pleasures. That's all right in the world, isn't it? And it takes a little money. The difference between a little money and no money at all is enormous and can shatter the world. And the difference between a little money and an amount of enormous money is very slight and also can shuttle a roll. Money. I always feel money. Pardon my expressions. It's like manure. It's not worth a thing unless it encourages young things to grow. Anyway, that's the opinion of second Mrs. Van der Gilder.
Miss Van Heisen asked me to bring you this.
Thank you both. Sit down and rest yourself. What's been going on upstairs?
A lot of foolishness. Everybody fell in love with everybody. I forget them. Ermengarde and the artist.
I knew you would.
I made Cornelius Harko my partner.
You won't regret it.
Dolly, you said some mighty uplifting thing to me in the restaurant tonight. All that about my house and everything.
Let's not say another word about it.
Dolly, you have a lot of faults.
Oh, I know what you mean.
You are bossy, scamming, inquisitive.
Go on.
But you're a wonderful woman. Dolly, marry me.
Horace, stop right there.
I know I've been a fool about Mrs. Malloy and the other woman. But Dolly, forgive me and marry me.
Horace, no, I don't dare. No, I don't dare.
What do you mean?
You know, as well as I do know that you're first seasons of Yonkers. Naturally, you expect your wife to keep open house to have score of friends. Any wife of yours should use that kind of thing.
Dolly, you could live any way you like.
Horace, you can't deny it. Any wife of yours would have to be a somebody. Answer me, am I a somebody?
You are. You are a wonderful woman.
Oh, you're partial. Horace, no. It won't be enough for you to lure your wife with money and jewels to insist that she must be a benefactor to half the town. No, she must be a somebody. Do you really think I have it in me to be a credit to you?
Dolly, anybody knows that you could do anything you wanted to do.
I will try. Well, with your help, I will try. By the way, I found your purse.
Where did you find it? Wonderful woman.
It just walked into my hand. I don't know where it goes. Sometimes right myself. Horace, take it. Money walks on in my hands too.
Keep it. Keep it.
Horace, I'll never ever heard you say a thing like that.
Oh, excuse me. I didn't know anybody was here.
You didn't know anybody was here, idiot.
Come here, Barnaby. Come here.
Come here, Barnaby. Come here.
Cornelia is going to marry Mrs. Malloy.
Is that fine, Horace?
Barnaby, go upstairs and tell the rest of them that Mrs. Lever has a consented.
Finally consented.
Finally consented to be my wife.
Holy cabooses! Hey, listen, everybody, Wolf Trap. Mr. Van der Gilder is going to marry Mrs. Levi.
What?
Oh, really?
Monster. Mr. Van der Gilder.
Miracle.
Congratulations, Mr. Van der Gilder.
Congratulations. Dolly, that's the best news I ever heard. There is an animal coffee, there is an animal gingerbread, but there are 3 couples going to get married. And do you know, one of those Ermengardes wasn't a dear little girl at all. She was a boy. Well, that's what life is. Disappointment, illusion.
There is an animal coffee. there isn't any more gingerbread, and there isn't any more play. But there's one more thing we have to do. Carmen, come here. I think the youngest person here ought to tell us what the moral play is.
Oh, I think it's about. I think it's about adventure. The test of adventure is that when you're in the middle of it, you say to yourself, "Oh, now I got myself into an awful mess. I wish I was sitting quietly at home." And aside that, something's wrong with you is when you sit quietly at home, wishing you were out having lots of adventure. So now we all want to thank you for coming tonight, and we all hope that in your lives, you have just the right amount of adventure!
Catman 中文线
Rudolph 叶宗豪 August 陈云 Gertrude 陈冠华
Joe 曾以恩 马拉凯何志成
Van Heisen 陈怡璇
Ermengarde 张怡婷
Ambrose 徐世哲
Mini 陈玉珍
Barnaby 陈俊佳
Meloy 郑宁儿
Cornelius 万玉成
Dolly 张怡安
Vandergelder 林柏兴
Mini
别感谢文创系叶中豪热情参与本次演出。
接下来是我们的幕后人员，化妆组。
服装组。
道具组。舞台组。行政组。校正翻译组。舞台监督组。音效组。灯光组。最后是我们的导演组。感谢服化组指导老师张云慧老师以及戏剧指导老师刘慧华老师。感谢各位来宾的莅临，龙华科技大学应用外语系第15届年度英语戏剧公演圆满落幕。Thank you for all of your coming. We had a wonderful night. 回程时请注意安全，我们明年见。Wish you have a safe trip home. See you next year. 接下来时间是拍照时间。我们要看哪一支？看哪一支？我们请我们的指导老师刘慧华老师上台，跟我们一起拍大合照。
看前面就对了。现在我们请我们两班级班导师钟任老徐祖佳老师上台，谢谢，以及我们所有应外系的主任老师、院长、老师、院主任老师，请上台，谢谢。
老师可以跟我们一起
做张大合照吗？老师们，不好意思。
葛台华和院长，
维志老师，冠霖老师，苏一老师，谢谢老师。
顺吉林西，顺吉。
抱歉，大家看中间哦。